With over 10 years of experience, our guest brings her passionate expertise in nutrition to share what every parent should know about feeding their young children. She sheds light on key topics such as breastfeeding, introducing semi-solids and solids, and understanding the different eating phases that young children may go through. If you're a parent struggling with one of these transitional feeding phases, you'll find plenty of practical tips and encouraging guidance in this conversation. Our guest also suggests making mealtimes more appealing by using colorful plates and utensils and a variety of foods to engage your young child's interest. This is a knowledge-packed and heartfelt discussion with relatable insights and even a few Bible-based reflections woven in. Watch out for the second part of this same topic coming soon. But first, let's dive right into the first part.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Well, it's been some days, but it's good. I'm doing good.
Okay. So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you introduce yourself very briefly, please?
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Miriam Hagan, a PhD candidate in nutritional sciences at Howard University. I have a background in food science and technology and project management. I'm also PMP certified. I have over 10 years of experience cut across several industries, all aligned with nutrition, food, and health. Over 5 of those years were dedicated to maternal and infant care as it relates to nutrition and health. So that was where the strong passion for the early years or first 1,000 days, as I call it, and it's typically called, which is from conception, which is conception to birth, 270 days, 9 months times 30, that's 270. And from birth to 2 years, given 365 calendar year times 2, that's 730. So add them together, it's 1,000 days. 5 of those years that I made mention of was practiced in Nigeria. And then currently I consult for a company here as it relates to maternal and childcare too. And that also started last year. And then in every other day, you hear somebody because they know my
Like me, I'm one of them. Free consultation.
You get to hear someone calling you one or the other and say, Obina, please, I need them. Obina, even if I may be working on something else currently within my research, I always see myself one way or the other speaking about mother and child. And then if you are related to me, you don't need to ask me, my friend. I'm inside your matter.
We know. And we're so grateful. I'm so grateful to have you because you've given me lots of tips that have helped me in raising my young kids. I seriously take and treasure your advice every time you give it. So I know we're in good hands. I know that the moms you're speaking to today are in very good hands with every tip and every advice you're going to give. Welcome once again. Today, we're talking about nutrition in young kids. And I wrote an article on milk, like the first feed, kids having the first feed as milk and then transitioning to solid foods. I also wrote another article on kids being picky eaters. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions relating to those, and I think this will be very interesting. So let's dive in.
Thank Okay, that's an interesting question. When you were speaking and you spoke about first time, and like, is that not typical in anything you do in this life?
Yeah.
What is the first time you're doing anything? There's that anxiety. There's that, am I sure I'm getting it right? You know, how much more you being entrusted to a whole human being to
A lot.
for that child, you know. So all kids are different. So also our fingerprints, and even those that have long passed on, no fingerprints has been repeated.
Yeah.
So with that, you know that breastfeeding is the best regardless for your growing child from birth to 2 years, while in those period you exclusively breastfeed for 0 to 6 months. And there are certain parents, they may not successfully be able to exclusively breastfeed their child as intended, meaning I want to, and then the laws and recommendations say 6 months or 3 to 4 months, depends on the area of the world that you are currently located. And such can impede your whole breastfeeding journey. It could be your maternity leave period that they granted to you was not sufficient enough to cover that period. It could also be, even if they didn't give you enough maternity, you can still express your breast milk and put them in the fridge, right? You're talking about those that have constant power, correct? There are some places that do not have constant power, and we frown against you put the milk, expressed milk in the fridge, you defrost, you freeze, you defrost. If you want to kill this child for me, so those are some of the factors. Also, health of the mom currently and the baby could be from the childbirth, or just even the underlying issue the mom had already had prior to conception that can prevent it. But there are several breast milk alternatives that are available to manage these situations, such as infant formula, milk bank, lactation consultants, so that just in case it's the latching issue that is the problem, they will help you manage it. And also mom support group, just in case you are getting into that postpartum depression aspect of your life and you think you are alone in it. We have such group, maternity leave policy. You could find those companies that you know give good maternity leave policy so that can help. And I think of late, companies have started embracing even paternity leave policy because they've seen the role of fathers as support system as a whole in the whole breastfeeding journey. So not all infants will truly exclusively breastfeed for that 6 months. Some may already be ready before others, and it's not because your baby is sucking every time. That's what makes it that the child is ready for comparative feeding. There are other factors to be sure that this baby is ready for comparative feeding. It is expected that parents document their baby's milk intake. It could be moms, it could be caregivers. In the course of the interview, you may hear me say caregiver because every home is in different stage. It could be the mom caring for the child, it could be the caregiver, it could be so if you hear me say caregiver, mom, it's just one and the same. It's just because every person may be different, in their whole care of their child. So you are expected to record your baby's milk, even from discharge from hospital or whatever care facility you gave birth to that child. They'll tell you, please document how quick of your frequency of baby's milk intake, the texture of the poop, the frequency of the poop. Why are they telling you that? This is just because you want to help the practitioner and you yourself to be able to understand your baby's overall feeding. So if mom did this recording, you will be able to observe your baby's trend, whether it increased, whether it plateaued, meaning steady, or whether it declined. Then that's how you will know when my child actually needs more food, more intake, like I'm ready for semi-solid. So one of the things is to express your breast milk to bottle feeding so that I can be able to assess the quantity of food, the quantity of milk this child is taking. I will typically advise rather overnight so that sucking reflex still needs to form. And if it doesn't suck from the areola, it will form as fast as it would from a bottle. That's one. And there's a lot of benefits for breastfeeding for both the mom and the baby. So that's why I would prefer that expressed milk in bottle in the night, so that mom too can rest, take a sleep, while you are quantifying the actual content this child is taking. Yet, and he will sleep well because you have fed well and I'll sleep well. That way, you know, this is my child's content, so that it doesn't be like, because sometimes babies may be sucking and fall asleep. You may think the child is full. I just got tired. It's just like a newborn baby. I'm tired. My goodness, let me rest. And then by the time I wake up, I say, not to this baby to eat. No. I just got tired. I needed, we adults take coffee breaks. We take these breaks. So come on, I needed a suck break, for crying out loud. And then you're talking about me being full. No. So that's one of the signs. Then if your milk is producing, you are a typical mom that produces quality milk naturally. Then now you realize that all of a sudden that milk, the child is still not just getting satisfied. I remember breastfeeding, it doesn't have to be with just one. I know moms complain that it's one particular position is very comfortable. Why the other one is not comfortable? We agree. However, just because of engorgement amongst others, it's advised that when you breastfeed here, the next child, the child is, during breastfeeding period is feed on demand. The next time you feed, you change. Now, should it be that change in the place that I don't like that position? Instead of engorgement, express it out. So that way, why are we doing it? We are giving room for the other one to get feedback. The other one to get feedback, because sucking is what produces it. So now, if you're a mom that typically produces quality milk, quantity-wise, all of a sudden, it's just not meeting the need of that child. The child is always irritated. And it's not all cry that is feeding cry. You have to observe your child. If it's attention cry, if it's baby diaper wet cry, if it's my stomach is doing me somehow, you just know that. But they say cry. That cry is aggressive. They say, like, if they can speak, they say, can you give me that milk now? Now, when you see that sign, you know that this thing coming out from you, this milk you are producing, it's not meeting the needs of the child. Then you go again to do head control. When you give birth to them, they don't stay. They all of a sudden they are stable. You know that, and it's still 0 to 6 month window. You say, no wonder the schooling, the spitting has become a lot. Teething has started. You say, no wonder this child is indeed ready to be introduced to semi-solids. I didn't say solids. I said semi-solids.
Semi-solids. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. You have definitely given me more than I thought I knew. That point about you saying, you mentioned the point about alternating breasts during breastfeeding. I actually did not know this as a first-time mom. I learned this as a second-time mom. With my first child, I think I was just learning on the go, and I made a lot of mistakes. But for the second one, it was like, I always felt like one breast is full, so that means there's milk in that particular breast. So I always fed, and she kept on crying. That's the thing. She would be crying, and I'm like, but there's milk. But it was with my second child, I actually went to a breastfeeding clinic, and they taught me you have to alternate. Sometimes you even need to let the milk just run out, just to let it. So everything you've said, I agree 1,000%. Thank you for that.
And just to say something, when you said, sometimes I don't like where mothers beat themselves up for mistakes they make. That's why it's mistake, right? You will not see yourself repeating it a second time.
True.
So if I should, because one of my faith is from the Bible, you will see what they say, and I will give you the Holy Spirit what to guide you. That means experience. He didn't say tell you, guide you, teach you. So it's good. It's your experience that will teach you, and then you will be a better mom, not just to yourself. When people keep quoting that scripture, train a child in the way you go. He didn't say train your child. Train a child. So that's your experience. Even if you only had one child and that's all you want, you can use it to train another child that didn't come from your loins or your womb because you've gone through it.
Wow. Oh, wow. I love the biblical aspect to this. Quickly, let me just put an add-on question to that question I just asked. You said semi-solids. What's the difference between semi-solids and solids? And so for milk, we go to semi-solids before solids. Can you just explain that?
Milk is flat on liquid.
Yeah.
Liquid.
Agreed.
Now, we are referring to child's stomach that is, it's very small. 30 ml, very small.
Oh, wow.
So what time it takes, but very small. Then you now want to go immature gut. The GIT, very immature. You now want to go from liquid to flat on solid. Like, even if you haven't mashing it, it's still hard. You say, after all, thank God, they have freed me from this breastfeeding. Come and be eating the food that daughter eating. You said. Give a transition. That's why it says for transitioning, because you said, there's a word you said during your milk to solid. Transitioning is not, no. Did you just grow from primary 1 or grade 1 to grade 12? No, there was a process. That's the process. So you, even in the semi-solid, there's a how. You will get to see that hopefully I talk about it. There is a how to the semi-solids. It's not just because it's a semi-solid, so there's a semi-solid. Because remember, at the sucking stage, it's only the sucking reflex. We are still bothered about the swallow reflex and the chewing reflex.
But I love that through the questions, you get to explain a few things.
First of all, we need to realize that we are caretakers. God owns these children.
100%.
So some of the common reasons, maternal diet. What did you eat during your pregnancy period? And for me, I even sometimes try to go deeper because I do not like when parents or mothers or parenthood just start to eat, in quotes, their definition of healthy, because we don't like to use the word healthy foods, because what is healthy to me will not be healthy to you. For example, if my cholesterol level is high, or I cannot take foods that are high in saturated fat. Meanwhile, to you, your cholesterol level is very okay. So you can eat things that, and we don't like to use the word healthy foods. However, we know that there are some key nutrients that the mother should be receiving during the pregnancy period, folate, iron, etc. And the list goes on. So if that is so, why not you, as long as you are a woman child, you are a girl child, inculcate that kind of feeding lifestyle already in your life, so that during pregnancy, you can't, let's assume you got pregnant at 30 years old, woman. So the damage you damage your body last 30 years, you just assume it will repair on top 9 months of eating fruits and vegetables.
We believe in miracles.
It's okay. My God is a righteous judge. Don't be offended. You will do what you can, but understand that your diet plays a major role, because that child is eating from your placenta. And please, it's not about eating for 2 years. Please, I will not use this platform to explain that pattern. It is quality over quantity. So please, that is first key. So then, what foods are eaten in the house? Are you only a swallow person? Are you only a mashed potato family? Are you only a pizza family?
A rice family.
Rice family. Great. What do you expect to put out of your habit? How are these meals prepared? Steam meat, for example. If I should give somebody my recipe, give all your measurements, and then you go and recreate it, it may not come out the same way, even though it's the same recipe. Why? There's no love inside. Love is my secret ingredient. Now, also, let's leave that love apart. There's a time I stayed in one of a family's house. The child was complaining bitterly about that beans. I know children don't like beans naturally.
Yes.
For me, adult, that beans. No, it was not nice. No, I didn't like it. I had a choice to not eat it. The child didn't have a choice to not eat it. So when I asked the question, how are these meals prepared? Are they prepared with love? 1, 2. Are they palatable for their needs? Meaning not that you're going to add excessive spice, because allergens are also key watch factor because they are growing. You don't want to introduce allergens to them. Who is involved in feeding? Because children are fuzzy. Give a trusted person else to feed the child. It's not only one person feed. So you may have a bowl of, let's say, a puree in your presence. You, mom, you fed the child is just saying, nope, I ain't eating this. You give your dad, nope, I'm not eating it. The same food. But then you give a cousin, you see the child. You now be wondering, what did this person do to my child? His children, they are just fuzzy like that. So understand that they may not accept it from you that birthed this child. Does not mean they will not accept it from someone else. So try another trusted. You see the hand I'm using, trusted person to feed the child. Now, when is the food or taste introduced? Remember, I said 0 to 6 months exclusively breastfeeding. We agree. But we can introduce tastes at that point. And that is where you will know when you are feeding your child. You are feeding your own self. The child's eye is like this. You follow your hand to the plate. Like this. You will not say, but it's only breast milk I'm supposed to give this child. Only milk. At this point, what you will do? Because if you say no, I shake your head, no, it's not for you. Okay. The brain is recording it. Let me try to make it understandable. You adults, if you have not seen a person for the last 20 years, 30 years, in your mind, you've forgotten that person. The minute you sight that person, instantly you will remember. See this person? That's the brain. So the minute you are telling the child, no, your head is shaking like this, no. The time you are ready to give her that same child, that same food, you say no, it's not going to collect it because you have been telling it no. Yes, why do you want me to collect this thing that you have been saying?
So they've recorded it.
So they have recorded it. So at this point, when you notice it's too much, it's now too much of a frequency, you, the mother, you clean your hand. I see the words I'm using. Clean your hands. Wash it thoroughly. Dip it. I didn't say feed it. I said dip it into that food. You're not packing the food. You just rub it on the tongue or on the gum. I'm sure it's not peppery because I know everybody are in different spice level as it relates to heat, temperature. So why are you doing that? You are introducing taste to the child. You're not feeding. So that when you come to the right time for that kind of food and you put a grain or a mashed small, you know how if you observe them when you're giving them something new, you will notice them trying to understand the taste first. When they're doing that, their mind, I know this taste. Than a absolute no. That's 0 to 6 months. That's there. So there is a way. How is your facial expression when you're, especially when you're feeding the child a food you don't eat, you don't like the smell? And you now, they see your face. You think they are dull? No, God gave you precious, perfect gift. They see, they understand. They may not speak. It's just like how with science has shown, has proven that when a mother is pregnant for a child and it's a quarrelsome home, that child tendency of coming out irritable is very high because of the surrounding environment that he kept on hearing in fetus. So he's like, what is your face saying? Are you down? This food safe. They will not collect it because you too, it's not pleasant to you. Why do you now want me to take it?
Have it, yeah.
So what did you feed the child with? Words. I'm talking about words now. Your playfulness, your love, your nicknaming food. Maybe the person likes corn or pawpaw or something, a favorite cartoon. So instead of calling it mashed potatoes as the whole world calls it, you may call it something else. Maybe instead of calling it puree, you call it something else just because that child likes that thing, that name thing. Hey, you start to call it. And because they are developing, for so long, I never knew tooth fairy. I just knew it as angel because that's what my parents called it.
You never knew what?
I never knew when you drop your tooth, the fairy is
Oh,
called
the tooth fairy. Oh, okay.
No, I knew it as angel. You see, know what the parents call to you, that you will know that that's the name.
You know, yeah.
And I will put it under my pillow, and when I wake up, I see a brand name of the way I was happy angel came called. Yeah. When I went to secondary school boarding house, I kept the teeth under. The teeth remained there for me. I said, what's happening here? The angel didn't follow me here. And now he stayed there for 2 days, and I had to ask, sorry. They said, oh, you can throw it here. I said, hey, that was when it dawned on me. Oh, it's my parents that have been angels since. But what am I saying? It's what they called it. Yeah. It's what I knew. And Adam called it this, and so it was. So if you know the normal common names of food, do not work it for your child. Change the name to a favorite name. Play with the child where you have to sing songs with it while you are feeding that child. It's a joyful. You may be stressed doing it, but hey, only for a moment. Yeah. What? In a blink of the eye, the comprehensive feeding will be done with. So you feed whoever it is. Check your emotions before you feed that child. If you are not in the mood, husband, I beg, come and help me feed this child, because you know that your mood swing is happening now. You won't be able to do it because of all the chaos, that whole stress that comes with parenthood and motherhood. So you have to check your emotions. Now, what are the food options you are giving? In the sense that, is it only smooth? Meaning, my child like mash, you mash it all the way. Okay, that means I will only like mashed food. If you give me swallow, I don't swallow. If you give me things that make me chew, I don't chew, because you gave them only mashed. Did you add only chopped, meaning roughly textured food? Yeah. So that means the roughly textured that will be eaten. Yeah. If you give me pure rice, I am not doing that with you. Was it a specific kind of food you were eating? For example, because you discovered, because parents, when they discover their child like one particular food, they're very happy.
Oh, yeah.
That is that food. You will eat that food. Come. While I understand, because sometimes parents can be in a stressful situation where it's in your mind, at least, if not anything, you will eat this one. Yeah. So that you can be able to do other things, especially when you do not have a support system. Yeah. But again, that's why they will fix on that one. However, if you notice, that same child that love that thing that you just on their own just to eat it, you will get that, they'll say, you will now be lost, because there's only one meal you have been training that child with. Then you will now start going chaotic. Hey, what will I give? Because you entered your comfort zone too quick with that one meal. Use colored plates. Use playful plates. Use playful utensils. Color, because kids like things plain. They like things simple. They eat with their eyes, so do adults. Let's don't leave as if it's only them. We too. When you see a food that for so long I didn't eat a particular food from the northern part of Nigeria, because I didn't like how it looked like. It took me years after, when I got to one of my girlfriend's house, and she said, that's their delicacy. I said, oh God. She said, oh, this is really nice. I said, oh God. By the time I tasted it, it was nice. So that's when I got to realize that I saw the process. I said, this food can't enter my mouth. The finished product, I don't want it. Yeah. But at the end, it was very nice. They feed with their eyes. Remember, their eyes are maturing. So there are certain colors that appeal to them. At best, there are certain eye resolution that's already present. White, gray, and black is already present. Then over time, at the bedtime, you see red, blue, green. They can identify it and see. So that's why the color plates, the intensive plates are sharp. One color, one, both, not multi, because when you multi things, so because you like vegetable, you know that, oh, if I put some peas here, it will be healthy for the child. Excuse me, that child doesn't like complexity. They just like one thing.
Simplicity.
Just give me one thing. So whether you want to be creative to blend it, that's on you. But understand it's one thing, because once you complex things, it's too much for their cognitive capacity to manage that complexity they're seeing there, and they would rather just forget it. I am not eating this thing and move on. That's another one. And then understand that you have to give them time, because they will grow up. So with their habits also change, just the same way we adults to feed. So we have to introduce new meals gradually. Why? Oral tolerance. their system is still growing. So the oral tolerance just means you have to watch for allergy, you have to watch for acceptance, because that's why you're introducing new food gradually. Increased texture over time. Usually 6 to 7 months is more mashy. 8 to 12 months, you add some little pinch of chunks in there. Then 1 year, you make it more wholer. Because I told you before, your sucking reflex, the baby sucking reflex, now we are working with a swallow and chewing reflex, which is still being formed. So we can avoid choking. That's why it's a particular age you are putting chunks. A particular age, you're making it whole. So they don't choke, because this is all part of, they need to know when to stop. Remember, adulthood, when you say a transition, adult feeding, you have to know when to stop, because there's no how when you like so much food, you like the food you've eaten, you enjoy the taste. Sometimes you want to continue eating, but because you're an adult, you just stop. It's not as if you don't want to continue. Children, 0 to 6 months, feed on demand. 6 months up, you are now trying to, what's winning? Winning. See, I just read a Bible scripture. Winning, so that you can be able to drop somewhere with Ella. That means you have to be mature small enough to adult mode of feeding. So it's small. You will get there, and then so that they will know when to stop eating and not give them excessive and lead them to juvenile diabetes, juvenile obesity, amongst other underlying things.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It feels like you've been in my life. Well, I know you've been in my life since the birth of my first child, but there's some things that you're explaining that's just hitting me. The exact thing happened to me with my first child. Again, note, all these mistakes happened with my first child, not with my second. I got wiser. I had to. I gave her oats. I blended strawberries, or I could put any veg inside. She would take it very well, and I was so happy. And I think by the time her brother was born and she turned about 3, she stopped. She just didn't like oats anymore. Oats and pap. She used to like them, but she just stopped because I gave her too much of it. And I knew this. So I don't even force her. But on the other hand, like you said, as they grow up, they start liking new things. She started eating fruits now, not because I force her, but I learned a tip of just placing these things in front of her, or eating them myself, or giving my husband. And she would want a taste, to be like, bleh, I don't like this, or this is nice. Or she eats it at the neighbor's house. She's like, I want blueberries. And I'm like, where did that come from? You never liked blueberries. But because someone else, which you also mentioned, someone else gave it to her, and suddenly, mommy, I want strawberries. You don't like strawberries. All of a sudden, she likes fruits. And every night now, for the past month, we have fruits. I actually make her wash them. So I involve her, and she likes them. I'm still waiting for her brother to like fruits, but so what I got from this point is a gradual process. It all starts with what you as the mom eats, and exactly what you said. You've been eating, forgive my language, nonsense for 30 years, and in 9 months we've all been there. I've been there. You're like, oh yes, my iron level was high, and the doctor said, oh, there are some foods that could increase your iron level. And I was eating those foods for 1 month steady just to get the iron levels up. But obviously it doesn't work like that. we can only try and believe in miracles.
Yes.
But
and I like what you said, there's something you picked when you said she went to another house, and then that came back and asked you for blueberries.
Yes.
Now understand, children also like when they are in the midst of themselves, because when they are a lone child, a single, only one child, that one child syndrome can set in. But once you put them in the midst of other children and they see them eating it, they too want to partake. I don't want to be apart from this. Then you now wonder, they were tried, went to school and came back. All of a sudden, he's asking you for a particular meal. They have not participated. Communal eating has happened. That he or she want to feel among that I also take this.
Yeah. I love everything you've dissected. Thank you to our amazing guest for such relatable and encouraging tips. If this helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, share, and leave a comment for more tips to make your mom life with your young child smooth. See you next time on A New Mom Forum, also known as in NMF. God bless and bye-bye.